Okay, good evening. I'd like to welcome you to the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting on this Monday, June 17th. Clerk, please call the roll.
Becker.
Here.
O'Flaherty.
Here.
Pena Graham. Stoker.
Here.
Wright. McMahon.
Here.
Maxwell. 4 present.
Okay, we have a quorum. At this point in the meeting, I'm going to ask for an approval of the agenda. So can I get an approval of the agenda that has been presented to us?
So moved.
We have a motion to approve the agenda by Becker. Second.
Second, Stoker.
Second by Stoker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. The agenda is approved as submitted. At this point in the meeting, I'm going to ask for the approval of the minutes from the May 6, 2024 meeting. So can I get a motion to approve the minutes submitted to us from the May 6, 2024 meeting?
I move to approve the minutes as submitted.
We have a motion to approve the minutes from O'Flaherty. Second.
Second, Stoker.
And a second by Stoker. All in favor of approving the minutes from the May 6, 2024 meeting, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. This is the portion of the meeting that's the public participation portion of the meeting. This is for anybody that's here that wishes to talk about something that is not on the agenda tonight. If there is anybody here that wishes to talk about something that's not on the agenda, come up to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Seeing none, I'm going to close the public participation portion of the meeting and then open up to new business. Tonight we have 2 items of new business on the agenda. The first is a public hearing. It's a petition by AH Auto Repair, represented by Helmar Rodriguez, for the approval of the rezoning of the site at 1104 through 1124 South 4th Street from the GC Commercial District to the PDC Planned Development Commercial District to accommodate commercial and residential uses. Is there a presentation to be made? Come on up to the podium and state your name and address for the record. Give us your presentation.
Hello, my name is Helmar Rodriguez. Pretty good pronunciation of my name, by the way.
Thank you.
Not many people get it right. Like I said, my name is Helmar Rodriguez. I've been running AH Auto Repair out of 1211 South 4th Street for, in November, it'll be 8 years. I had the opportunity to purchase the properties that we're talking about today. The main building, which is 1106, is the building that I am going to be, I want to run my business out of. This gives myself and my small family-owned company a chance to expand a little bit, you know. We do general automotive repair. We don't do anything big, mostly used tires, new tires, general repairs. At the spot where we're at, we're able to help out a lot of the community, plus travelers that go on 88. In the new property, it'll be able to help me out a little bit more of the community, plus possibly maybe get 1 or 2 more employees, which will help me in that, helping more out. And basically, that's about it. Like I said, it just helps me expand. I will be having, and part of the building, I'm gonna have my wife, she cuts hair, so she's gonna have her little spot to cut hair, and that's about it.
All right. Is there a staff report?
Yes. As Helmar mentioned, he wants to relocate his vehicle repair facility to this location. It includes 4 parcels. As you see here in red, as a commercial property, there's no expansion proposed or any new buildings in this proposal. So you have the commercial building here, and then 2 homes that are part of the property too that Helmar now owns. They're all 4 zone general commercial right now. So with the mix of land uses, he wants to maintain the residential. 2 homes are being, one's being rented out, one he is fixing up and would like to rent out. It's become non-conforming now. So the PT zoning was perfect where we can accommodate all the proposed uses. The vehicle repair service facility, which is a special use in the GC, but in the plan development, we include any use, include the hair salon too, and then we accommodate the 2 homes also. and get it under one ordinance, get it in compliance, and also look for a few improvements, which I'll go into, like the restriping of the parking lot and striping of the few of the bays that go into the vehicle service facility. There's a floor plan showing the 3 bays here on the east end of the commercial building, which will be used quite often. The other area will be used for some storage. The doors won't be used that much. The hair salon here in the corner of the building, about 120 square feet. That's the zoning, and to see in red there, the long stretch of general commercial there that covers some residential area too, and single family to the east and then across South 4th Street. That's a view from South 4th Street, looking at the end of the commercial building and the 2 existing homes here, which he would like to maintain. This is the one that's been vacant for 7-8 months, so it's non-conforming, but rezoning of plan development will allow it to be conforming. He'll be doing a walkthrough with our building division this upcoming week to go over code issues, but there's parking in front, as you can see, that's paved in front and somewhat on the side. And one of the conditions is they'll be restriping the parking lot. There's an ATM too, First National Bank of Omaha, been there for a while. It does have a special use permit actually from 1999. Halmar would like to maintain, he has a lease with the bank, so I think just renewed that, right? So that will remain. We're asking for to restripe that. There's a lane that was striped before. It's a little hard to see, so that will be redone. That's a commercial building looking from Tyler. The 3 bays here in the far east end will be the vehicle service bays. And one of the conditions is within 90 days, applicant will pave, per the approval of our city engineer, the access from the street into the service bays with material approved by the city engineer or asphalt. Those will be the most used. These other 2 doors will be used occasionally, this for areas to go in for storage, as I understand it. And not used as often, but we're recommending within a year that those be paved just from the garage out to the sidewalk and on to the driveway apron out to the street, of course. So it's not the whole stretch, but just the area. So vehicles are driving over, pavement instead of gravel, hard gravel. So trying to get it up to code a little bit. You can see it's a good look of the materials there, the gravel on that side of the building next to Tyler. Some proposed signage. So parking-wise, there's about 18 spaces that were shown on this rough plan. The applicant submitted. The number required, including all the uses, is 15, so there's adequate parking. As I mentioned, the ATM will remain. So in terms of the rezoning findings of fact, they're in your staff report. We think this meets that. The comp plan does call for commercial uses for these parcels. Maintains the 2 homes, which he uses as for rental purposes, which he'll maintain that. This home down here does have a detached garage off the back that uses the alley for access. This one will have a ability to park in front or the side and will still be used. So there is a combination of residential, commercial on South 4th Street, so this kind of fits in. Again, there's no change as you visually would see this coming down the road beyond just the resurfacing and striping of the parking lot and the bays going into the driveways going into the service bays. So we think this meets all the requirements. We haven't received any written comments regarding the proposal, but we'd recommend approval. There's a sample motion prepared and 3 conditions, and along with the plan development standards. Again, the conditions, parking lot stripe, add a handicap space, ATM be restriped too, so there's a clear designation of the lane going up to the ATM. The 3 service bays on the east end of the commercial building paved within 90 days of approval of the ordinance by the city council. And then with 1 year, the paving of the drives for the other 2 bays, not used as much within 1 year. So that's a recommendation. The applicant, Halmar's, agreed to these conditions. I've talked to him, we worked pretty close together. And that standards, pretty much this is given the permit and special uses as I described, plus any in the general commercial district, and the 2 exceptions of planned development, it's under 2 acres a little bit, and then the allowance of 2 dwelling units that aren't above the ground floor is the other exception.
All right, well, thank you, Dan. Is there anybody from the public that wishes to speak on this item? If there is, come up to the podium and state your name and address for the record. Seeing none, I'm going to close the public participation, the public hearing from this, and I'm going to open it up to the commission for discussion.
My only question, Mr. Rodriguez, are you going to transport the current sign over to the new building, or a similar sign to attach to the building?
There is a sign up front already. I don't think there was a picture of it. There's
Yeah.
a sign up front already,
Okay, that's attached
and
already?
that sign right there.
Okay,
And I'm just gonna
You're going to change.
just change it. It's gonna stay the same. It's not gonna go higher or lower or bigger or nothing. It's just, I'm gonna change the name and put my name.
got it. Okay. Thank you.
It's good use. I mean, it's essentially been some version of this as long as I can remember. I mean, I know it used to be a welding shop. I know there's been an electrician there on and off. I mean, I remember when it was Red Vaughn's place, so that's been a million years. But yeah, it's good use, and it's nice to see that parcel getting used.
Yeah. Anytime you can see expansion from a small business, that's
Yeah.
great.
Very good. Very good. Okay. All right. No further comments. I'm going to ask if anybody wants to make a motion at this point.
I will.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Based on the submitted petition, testimony presented, and findings of fact, I move the Planning and Zoning Commission forward its findings of fact and recommend to the City Council approval of the rezoning of the subject site at 1104 through 1124 South 4th Street from the GC General Commercial District to the PDC, Planned Development Commercial District, subject to the following conditions listed in the staff report and per the development standards in Exhibit A. 1, the parking lot and drive-through lane for the ATM shall be restriped, and a handicap space shall be added within 90 days of approval of the ordinance per the requirements of the UDO. 2, the driveways from Tyler Street leading to 3 service bays on the east side of the building at 1106 South 4th Street shall be paved within 90 days of approval of the ordinance granting the rezoning per the requirements in the UDO and approval of the city engineer. And 3, the remaining driveways from Tyler Street to the building at 1106 South 4th Street shall be paved within 1 year of approval of the ordinance granting the rezoning per the requirements in the UDO and approval of the city engineer.
We have a motion on the floor from O'Flaherty. Is there a second?
Second, Stoker.
We have a second by Stoker. Clerk, please call the roll.
Becker,
Yes?
Flaherty,
Yes.
Stoker,
Yes.
McMahon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, thank you very much. All right. Good luck, congratulations.
Yeah, best wishes.
The second item of new business we have tonight is a minor subdivision plat. It's a petition by Mirio Capital Partners for the approval of the final plat of the Algus subdivision, 200 Peace Road. You state your name and address for the record, please?
Yes, hello, my name is Jeff Linkenheld. I'm with Arc Design Resources, civil engineers out of Loves Park, Illinois. I'm the applicant's agent. They are based in Philadelphia area. So he sent me along to talk about this project. Mirio Capital is more recent owner of the Algus Industries, several of their properties. This site on Peace Road in Illinois 38 being one of them. You can see it pretty clearly outlined on Dan's little exhibit there. They are interested in divesting, well, it's a capital firm, right? They're interested in divesting the unused property to the south. You'll see one of the last photos here is it's currently was a bunch of corn last year, so they're looking to kind of split it in half, if you will, or the part that they don't need on the south end. There you can see the picture of the south of the driveway there. the farm field that, it is right now, they're collecting rent on it. They'd rather just find somebody to buy it from them and not have to worry about it anymore. Our final plat takes the overall property and kind of slices a line through the middle of it. We recognize that there are some access issues at this location. In fact, our firm was involved in the Casey's, like kitty corner across the street several years ago. So we know that there's some access issues at this time. Since they're only interested in developing this as farmland, they are proposing to have a 40-foot easement basically from the new lot 2 to the south that would kind of access up to the existing driveway. You can see that shaded gray on the plat on the far edge of Peace Road. And if we go back to that photograph that had the corn in it, so basically, from somewhere a little bit south of the driveway along the edge of the cornfield, they would give the farmer access off of their existing driveway, so there wouldn't be any new proposed access at this time. We are aware that I think the prior ownership had talked to the city, and there's been several proposals about access at the corner. At this point, we're just trying to, split it in two, sell off the farmland. The city staff had comments. Sanitary district requested an easement. We've already shown that on the revised plat that you're going to be looking at. There was a couple other minor comments from the city that we addressed. And so, yeah, we're ready to go on to the next step.
Thank you, sir. Dan, do you have a presentation?
Yeah, not too much beyond what Jeff mentioned. This is simple, one-lot subdivision creating 2 lots out of 1. We've reviewed it with staff, and as mentioned by Jeff, there's a 40-foot access easement to allow Lot 2 to gain access off the property to the current exit off the site, which is shown here. So that will be done while it's in agricultural production to allow the farmer or the future owner access through there. But as noted, and there's some additional language that should be added as a condition added to the plat prior to recording. So when an actual development does come in, we'll take a look at it in terms of what use it is, and there'll be further review of where that access actually comes in off of Peace Road. It actually may be a little bit further north, but for the current time with the plat, this property will have access off this current location there. So depending on the use that comes in, there'll be full review by the staff. If there's any zoning issue or variances, that would come to the commission for review, but that access will be looked at more detail, so it's a safe access into the site, in and out of it. So, and that language will be added to the plat. As mentioned, KWRD, the sanitary district, did look at it and address the easement language that Jeff mentioned that was added to the plat. All the setbacks are properly shown on there. All the other easement language and certificates are proper per our UDO. So we recommend approval. There's a couple sentence sample motion there that approves the Exhibit A, which is a plat that was in your packet.
All right, thank you, Dan. Is there anybody from the public that wishes to talk about this item? Seeing none, I'm going to ask if there's any questions or comments from the commission members. No questions, no comments. Seeing none of questions or comments, does anybody want to make a motion?
I'll do it. I move that the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend approval of the final plat of the Algis subdivision dated June 12, 2024, prepared by ARC Design and labeled as Exhibit A, subject to all staff comments being addressed prior to the recording of the plat.
We have a motion on the floor from Becker. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from O'Flaherty. Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
O'Flaherty,
Yes.
Stoker,
Yes.
McMahon,
Yes.
So motion passes.
Motion passes. All right, very good.
Thank you.
All right.
And then next Monday is council?
Yeah, I'll be in touch with you on that. Thanks, Jeff.
Good luck. Good luck. Okay, that ends our new business portion of the meeting. Any reports?
Just quickly, the council did take action on May 13th to prove that, it's been a few meetings ago, a special use permit for DeKalb tool rental, if you recall, on South 4th Street. They did approve, as the commission did, with indicating a certain area where they could store their rental equipment. That was passed, and of course, Olivia Doss, new recording secretary. Olivia is a new administrative assistant with the city, sharing time between the city manager's office, human resources, and community development, so we welcome her.
Welcome, Olivia.
We did hand out the Planning and Zoning Commission member list, added Olivia's name there. Same number as before that Stephanie had. So if you're going to be absent, please email me and Olivia too, if you're going to miss a meeting. But take a look at this. If there's any corrections, we have a correction for Mr. Becker on the phone number, so we'll update this and we'll send an email out, PDF, to all the members. So let us know if there's any other changes needed. That's it.
All right. All right, anything from the commission? Anybody have anything to report? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So move.
A motion from O'Flaherty, a second.
Second.
A second from Stoker. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Meeting's done.
I will say, I almost seconded the entire meeting, except for you took the.
I'm usually